I'm really looking forward to this session with Andrea Bozzi on smartphones 101. So we're going to be talking about selling on camera. Look, we know that video is king on social media platforms and just throughout, with being able to expand our reach and engaging with our audience. So this is a really valuable session for all of those of you that have tuned in. We're going to get lots of great tips. We had a great session last week as well, and we shared the link of that session in the newsletter that went out today. Do check out that last session because it was so valuable, and it was really gave lots of clear call to actions on how we can use video marketing in our business. So you might be streaming with us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, no matter where you are. If you're here with us on Zoom as well, please use this opportunity, these sessions that we run Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. to get your questions answered by the experts. You can use the comment section, the Q&A, the chat function, pop your questions in. Andrea is going to answer as many questions as he can in the amount of time that we have, I'm sure. So let's crack on, because I'm sure that there's lots of content, and let's delve right into it. Andrea, thanks for joining us today.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So second session, eh? That went quick.
We loved the session last week. Honestly, I got so much great feedback on all of the different sections. No matter where I was looking, it was like, oh wow, amazing session. So mind blowing. Mind blowing. No pressure.
Let's go. We're gonna raise the bar now. No. Awesome. Cool. All right.
I'll let you drive. Yeah. I'll turn off my video.
Let me just start to share the screen. Okay. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So let's get started. Selling on camera, smartphone video 101. So as you all know, video has become the most important type of content simply because it's so engaging and captivating. And today we're going to look at how you can do lots of videos to promote yourself with your smartphone. So just as a quick recap, like Anna-Marie mentioned before, last week we talked about the overall video marketing strategy. And I'm just briefly going to touch on this because it's kind of like almost like a prerequisite for this session. So in case you haven't checked this out, please do, because in that session, we discovered how to define your target audience. It's really important that you know who you're going to be talking to, because that will determine, how your goals are going to be, what content you're going to produce, where it's getting distributed, and the production. So after this session, feel free to go and check it out. Today, what we're essentially going to be covering is the production aspect of things. So after we've established the audience, our goals, our content, and distribution, it's time to get cracking and produce these videos. So that's what we'll be covering today mainly. Okay, so to get started, the agenda for today is finding ideas and topics for your videos, so you know what you're going to be talking about, how to script your videos, right? Because you don't want to be just mumbling in front of the camera with heaps of ums and just sounding a bit weird. So we're going to learn how to have a clear script, how to plan and batch film your videos as well, which is highly important in order to be very efficient with this process, as well as how to edit those, the post-production, and lastly, how to publish the videos. So this is going to be the last point. Okay, and this process, I call the 3P process, which I'm going to break down now. So the first P stands for prepare. And this is basically looking at finding the video topics. Okay, this is where you're going to start the process. After that, we want to be scripting the videos. And after we've done that, we can move on to the next P in the process. That stands for produce. Okay, so that means that we're going to be looking how we're going to film them and how we're going to edit those videos. And lastly, the third P is publish, where you're going to write a post caption to share on your social media channels, or you could also schedule them, obviously. And I want to show you now a rough plan of how this 3P concept can be carried out throughout a month, okay? Because as you know, it's really important that we are consistent with social media videos. It doesn't really work if you put up a video once a month or twice a month, right? There's so much content going on in the newsfeed. It's really crowded, so it's imperative that you stay consistent. So, for example, on Monday, what one could do is research 4 topics, okay, to talk about in the videos and write out the scripts, okay? So after you've done that, the next day, you're going to be actually filming those videos one after the other. And it's really important that we batch film them, because once you record the first one, you're going to be warmed up already for the second, third, and fourth. So it's going to be way easier to do 4 at a time rather than do 1. And by the end of the week, you'll have your first video ready and edited. So you're actually going to be able to publish it on Friday. And then the second week, you're going to publish the second video and the third video that you had. And then in the second week, you're going to repeat the process. And as we can see here, you will have content going out consistently twice a week, for example. I put the frequency of 2 videos a week, because I think that's something realistic for you guys to start. And as you can see, as we go into the second month, we have the Monday where we will prepare and write the scripts. On Tuesday, we film them and edit them. And then this content just keeps dripping down throughout the month. And this is going to be great to, feed the monster, as we say, of social media that just is consistently hungry for video content. Okay. So just to break it down a little bit here, I want to show you how you can actually film 1 month of video content in only 3 hours. Okay. So we said we're going to do 2 videos per week. So we're going to publish 2 videos per week. So let's look how this actually looks. Okay. So let's say on both one this year, we prepare 8 scripts, and it's only going to take us about 10 minutes. Okay. And I'll show you how to do the scripting very quickly. So that's around about 80 minutes. Then we're going to set up the gear, and that's going to take us 5 minutes, right? And that's why batch filming is crucial. If you have your phone set up, your lighting, etc., why not just film multiple videos rather than putting your phone away, go away from the lighting? You might as well just keep going, just keep dropping the golden nuggets on the video, right? So once you set up your gear, it's going to take 5 minutes on each Tuesday in this example. So that's a total of 10 minutes. Then we're going to film ourselves. Okay, so filming should take around about 10 minutes. So if we're doing 8 videos, that's 80 minutes. And then it's going to take us another 5 minutes to sort of, take down our gear, etc. So as you can see, a total of this is going to be around about 3 hours, where we will have filmed, 8 videos, which is the total of a 1 month video content. So pretty much all you have to do is stick to this process and repeat every month. And I really emphasize that batch filming is the key for this, because it's just going to allow you to just be consistent. Okay. So now that we have the overall bigger picture, we're going to go and break down each of the 3 processes. Okay. Starting with prepare, which we're going to look at how to prepare the video topics and how to script the videos. Okay. Finding video topics is the first step now. Okay, so one good topic that you could talk about is FAQ from clients. Okay, frequently asked questions. I'm pretty sure that no matter in what niche you're in, you get clients that always come to you asking you the same questions, right? Perhaps that's something that you give out during consultations, or something randomly that people just ask you perhaps in the comments on social media. So if you have people already making you questions, you could take these questions and actually make videos about them, because that's already a topic that people want to know about, right? It's really simple. So at least you don't get bombarded with questions every time. Or if you even have an FAQ section on your website, why not record cool little videos about that and publish them on your social media or even on your website, okay? So this is something really easy and basic to get started if you have no idea what to talk about, okay? Another topic that you could talk about is something that you learned on an article, on a podcast, on a blog, etc. Okay, even if it's some type of information that does not come from your genius mind, okay, there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking an insight or a learning from a different source and make a piece of content out of that. Okay, I'm pretty sure that in the past you've shared an article with a friend or blog post that, hey, have a read at this. This is really cool. So anytime you listen to podcast otherwise and you get some learning, this is something that you can repurpose and make it as your own piece of content. And there's nothing wrong with stating the source, where you heard this from, etc. So that's another way of finding a good way of topic. So next we have internet inspiration. I'm going to show you some tools and websites that can actually generate video topics for you based on search data from search engines such as Google. And this websites I'm going to show you in a few seconds. And I'm also giving away a spreadsheet with over 100 video ideas that I'm going to show you real quickly. I'm going to put this in the Learning Insights. So these are all topics that you can talk about. This is something that I found online and I just want to share with you because this is amazing. You have different content pillars here. For example, what did you have to learn the hard way? Tell the story. So these are like 100 plus ideas that I'm going to be making available. Not going to go too much into it now. You can read this more, but whenever you run out of ideas, have a look in this because there's some real gold. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. So this should give you a good fundamental, okay, of what you can talk about in your videos. So, if you're not doing enough video content because you don't know what to talk about, that's not an excuse, okay? I've given you plenty of inspiration here. Okay, so now that you found the video topic, okay, let's assume you found one. I'm going to demonstrate it afterwards. Okay, now it's time to actually start scripting it. And when it comes to scripting a video, it's important that you have some bullet points in front of you because otherwise you might lose your train of thought, etc. So the script is very important. Okay, so in our script, we want to start with a hook to get the people's attention. And most of the time it can be a question addressing your audience pain points. Okay, so an example of a hook could be, have you ever wondered how to get traffic for your website? Or another one could be, are you struggling to get X, okay, to get bookings? Do you want to generate more leads? So I'm pretty sure that you're all familiar with, infomercials on TV as well, when they say, are you trying to lose weight, blah, 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 or tired of doing this? This is exactly what the hook is. And if that works great in infomercials, you should use this technique as well in your videos. Okay, so these are all questions that you could potentially bring up. After you've scripted a hook, then you're gonna make a promise. Okay, so now that you've got the people hooked, you want to tell the people what's in it for them. It's almost like an introduction to the video, and that will tell them what you're going to be explained in the video. Okay, so after you've done the hook, you're going to say something like, today I want to tell you about a simple checklist I use to ensure my website traffic grows steadily. Okay, or in this quick video, you'll learn the most important strategy I use to get more bookings. So what I'm about to show you will change the way you look at generating leads forever. Okay, so once you've hooked them, you want to keep them engaged. So you're going to tell them what they can learn to expect. Okay, almost like the learning outcomes for them. Okay, so after you've done the promise, now you've got to deliver, right? And this is where the real meat of the video is. This is where you drop your value bombs or golden nuggets, however you want to call them. And this is obviously something that I can't tell you, but because it's obviously going to come from your end. But you can basically have in the script, you can have either bullet points or literally write it out word for word. Whatever works best for you. I recommend doing bullet points so you can talk more freely and you're not sort of reading out of a script, but you can just see what works best for you. Okay, so after you've hooked them, you've made a promise, you delivered on the promise. The last part is the call to action, okay, also known as CTA. So we always want the viewer to take action because, for example, if you share this video on social media, if you ask them to comment or have a like or a share, you're going to get a lot of social proof. And social proof means that the algorithm is going to get notified that people are engaging with this content, right? The more likes, comments, and shares you get, the algos are going to push this content on people's news feeds because they can recognize, oh, there's some engagement going on there. So that must be a good piece of content. So we always want the people to take action at the end of the video. Okay. So for example, something at the end of your script could be, did this ever happen to you? Let me know in the comments. We always want to prompt action. Okay. I'm pretty sure that, whenever you go on YouTube, the YouTuber always asks, let me know what you think, leave a comment down below. This is really what it's for. You can also ask to send me a direct message or an email or visit my website. That could be also something, if you're promoting an offer. Or you could also ask to tag someone in the comments who might find this beneficial, right? You want to make people also share your content with their friends because that gets obviously more views, okay? Or you could also ask for people's opinion, do you agree? Would love to hear your take on this. These are all examples that you can make. Okay, so now that we've sort of done the structure, I want to demonstrate this for you live, how this actually looks like to script a video, because it's all good to have the theory, but I want to show you in a real life example how easy this really can be, okay? So we're going to start by opening the first website called answerthepublic.com. This is a free tool. And this is where you're going to go in and type in your keyword according to the niche you're in or, the video you want to talk about. So for me, obviously it's video marketing because that's, what I'm passionate about. You're going to go and hit the search bar. And what this tool now does is it's going to go out and crawl all the data that Google collects in regards to questions that come out with this particular keyword. Okay. So now it's gathering the data, and this tool is amazing because it also looks for like all the questions, as I said, that people are looking for. So for example, here, check this out. Why video marketing is so powerful? Why video marketing is important in 2021? When creating video marketing content, is video marketing effective? So these are all video topics, how video marketing can help businesses, right? These are all topics that now I could go out and make a video about, and there's more examples here. I'm not going to go too deep into it. So check out this website. It's really cool. So let's say I want to make, okay, this sounds pretty good to me. Why video marketing is so powerful. So let's copy this. And this is going to be the title of our video. Right now, we're going to head over to our next tool. This is a bit in the way. I might have to. I've got the Zoom. Okay, now we're going to go over to the next tool called Jarvis Ai. And this is a website that uses artificial intelligence to do copywriting. So this is a paid tool, but I highly recommend you guys check it out. Okay, because this artificial intelligence tool can write marketing copy for you. Okay, so I'm already signed up for this and I'm going to log in. Just bear with me 1 second as I log in. Usually it does it automatically, but cool. So this is the tool here that gives you lots of different templates to work with. I'm not going to go too much into deep here, but this tool can write lots of good blog topics, etc. There's a section here that it's called video. Okay, so we're going to go here, and what we want is a video script and hook introduction. Okay, so we're going to tell this AI tool to give us an intro and a hook based on this video topic that we have here. Okay, so this is what we took from the first website. Now we're going to paste it in. Why video marketing is so powerful. Okay, this is the video title. Now watch the magic happen. We're going to click here on generate AI content. And now it's going to give me 3 outputs that are going to be used for my video. Okay, let's check this one here. Okay, this is all AI generated content. It's amazing. Video marketing is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. It's a great way to connect with your customers and build trust, etc., etc., etc. Hey everybody, my name. So this is amazing. I mean, this has all been written by a robot, and it's pretty on point. Okay, so let's say I like this hook and I like this sort of promise. So if I don't like this here, I can go and generate more. But this is a pretty good hook and promise to be made. Okay, so I'm going to go here, copy, and this is my scripting template that I'm going to share with you guys as well. Okay, so you can go straight into work, and I'm going to paste this here. Okay, so these are the points that I covered before: hook, promise, promise kept, call to action. Okay, so this is my hook. Okay, and this is the promise here. Today, I'm going to talk about the importance of using videos as part of your marketing strategy, etc., etc. Okay, so this is going to be in my promise. The promise kept. Now, this is where the meat and potatoes of the video is. Okay, so we're going to go back to our little AI tool, and now that we have the hook and intro, we're going to go here back to video under the video tab. And what we want now is we want the video script outline. So check this out. Now we're going to paste the copy. So I'm going to paste the topic in here. And now it's going to spit out the outline of the actual script for us in bullet point form. Okay, so now it's given us 3 options. And once again, if we don't like it, we can just keep creating them until we find something that we're happy with. Okay, so videos are easy to remember. People feel more engaged. Video marketing is a great way. Cool, love that. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go back into my script here. If Zoom lets me, and the promise kept. Okay, so these are the bullet points, the meat of the video. This is actually what I'm going to be talking about in the video. Okay, and then the call to action. This is something easy. This is like the last question that you can write. So I'm going to say, have you tried to implement video marketing in your business? Let me know in the comments. See, we've got more AI working here in Google Docs. Okay, but yeah, guys, so pretty much that is it. So we've just wrote a complete script for a video in what, like 5 minutes? And so it's as easy as it can get, really. Okay, so you're going to repeat this process for 4 more topics, as we said. Okay, now that you're in the run, you want to keep doing other scripts, but then when you're going to be ready for filming, you can just basically prepare this and talk this in front of the camera. Okay, so I really wanted to show you how easy it can be to prepare a script. You don't have to sit down and like think like, what am I going to be talking about? Let the AI do the work for you. This is an amazing tool that you should leverage. Okay, so to have a quick recap. Okay, so what we want to do first in the P, because this is the prepare topic, the prepare within the 3P process. So you want to find a video topic, use the Jarvis video script hook and the video script outline from this tool that I've showed you. It's called Jarvis. Then we want to script 4 videos, one after the other. And that's it. After we've done the 4 videos, we can go to the production phase, right? This is where we actually go and do the filming. And you can do this the next day, or if you're really hot, you can start filming on the same day as well. That's completely up to you, depending on your time, obviously, in your schedule. Okay, so once we've done the script, we are ready to film ourselves with our phone. Okay, and the way to go about this, or at least the way I do it, is to have the script ready, open on your laptop or print it out in front of you. Okay, and whenever you film on your phone, you should have your phone at your eye height. Okay, so never film with your phone like above you, because you have to think that the camera are the eyes of the audience, right? So for example, if you have your phone above you, higher, you kind of make the audience look, or you make yourself smaller compared to the audience, right? And I'm going to put my chair up. If I have my camera sort of here below me, you're going to be perceived as more dominant towards the audience because you look bigger. Okay, it's almost like they're looking up at you. So what you want to do is have the camera at eye height, like you have here. So that'll give the most natural perspective when you're filming yourself. Okay. And also another thing that is important, try not to read from your script, obviously, because people can tell straight away. Make sure you read the script, you sort of internalize it, and then you read it off the side of your laptop, and then you look straight down the camera. Once again, whenever you're filming yourself, obviously, it can be easy to look at yourself on the screen, but you should be looking directly into the front camera, because once again, the camera are the eyes of the audience. So you want to look them straight in the eyes. Imagine having a conversation with someone and this person is looking at your chin all the time, or at your forehead. How awkward would that be? It just doesn't make the same connection, right? So you want to be looking straight into the eyes of the audience, which is the camera in your case, okay? Don't look at yourself in the front display. I know that inevitably people are going to do this, but it's fine when you're starting out. This is just something to be aware of, okay? And you should use like a tripod if you have, or a pile of books to stabilize your phone so that we have a clear image. And this is something to be aware of as well. And this is something that we covered in the previous session. So depending on where you're going to publish the video, you want to be filming in landscape mode if you're going to publish to the LinkedIn newsfeed, or if you're going to put your videos on YouTube or on your Facebook newsfeed. This is where you're going to plan to have your video, or your website, obviously. Probably should have that in there. If that's the channels that you're planning to have your videos, you should hold your phone in landscape mode, okay? If you are planning to put your videos on Instagram stories or Reels, on TikTok, or any Facebook story really, then you should film in portrait mode, because this is the way the content is getting consumed. So when it comes to film yourself, it's really important that you have plenty of good lighting, and natural lighting usually is the best one, because it's really flattering on your skin and it just looks good. And there's plenty of natural light there. So that means that you should film close to a window, for example, or you can also go outside, on your deck, or if you have, a place outside that, has plenty of natural light. But you should avoid being in the direct sunlight, because if you're filming directly under the sun, you might be squinting, or you might have some hard shadows. So if you go somewhere shaded, that's probably the best. Or if you don't have an outside area, you can always use an LED ring lights, and there's plenty of these available. There's all sorts of options. You can get them on AliExpress or Amazon, all sorts of types, whatever suits you most, really, your requirements. And most of the time they're USB powered, so you can, connect them to a power bank or your laptop. And sometimes they have a tripod built in, which is quite cool. They're really easy to set up, and overall it's a good starting point if you lack, if you don't have a good lighting source. Also, what I highly recommend is to use a microphone, because the audio quality is really 50% of the experience. I'm pretty sure that you could, watch a video, like you could watch the most amazing, say, National Geographic doco in 4K, super high resolution, beautiful imagery. But if the audio is kind of crappy, it wouldn't be a good viewing experience for you, wouldn't it? Like, you would much rather have a grainy video, pixelated, but with good audio, rather than the opposite. So it's really important that the audio is clear and crisp. So having a microphone is definitely something important as well. So the Lapel Mic over here, this is probably the cheapest option. And there's, once again, tons of models you can get, according to your budget. I'll leave that up to you, obviously. I would just recommend that whenever you buy a lapel mic, that you have one with the cable of at least 2 meters. And simply because, imagine you're going to have your phone in front of you filming yourself. You might want to stand back a bit more, right? Away from your phone. So, and then you're going to feed the microphone through your shirt or whatever. So long story short, you want to be able to have enough slack here on the cable so that you're able to also hide it. You also could go with a wireless microphone. They're slightly more expensive, but overall, you're not going to have to muck around with cables. Once again, if you just look for wireless microphone, there's plenty of models out there to choose from according to your budget. So either or is fine. And if you don't want to spend any money, which is fair enough, you can just use your headphones, right? As I'm doing now. Whenever you plug in your headphones into your phone, the microphone is going to be activated. So that will improve the audio quality dramatically compared to if you just film yourself, your built-in microphone far away, okay? So we covered the lighting, we covered the audio. So let's go down to business, so to say, with filming tips. Okay, so obviously when you're ready to film, you should avoid filming in noisy environments, and therefore use a microphone as well, okay? Use a tripod to stabilize your phone. That's also something that we mentioned before. Once you're more comfortable, you could also walk outside, like go for a walk and talk into your phone, okay? You might have seen a lot of people doing this, especially on LinkedIn, people, influencers or whatever, just going out for a walk and recording themselves. And this can actually be quite engaging because the mind of the person that is watching sees more movement. So they kind of want to see, where is this guy actually walking and going? So I find that works really good, and I get actually better engagement when I'm outside walking and talking. And for that, obviously, we can't use a tripod, but we're just going to hold our phone by hand. So having a little bit of shaking is okay, but you shouldn't probably like rock the boat too much, as we say. And once again, it's important that you keep your eyes at eye height. Okay, so don't film yourself don't film yourself up there or looking down, because it's going to distort how the audience is perceiving you. Okay, the eyes of the audience is the camera. So make sure you always look in there at all times and that you're at eye height. And yeah, don't look at yourself in your front screen when you're filming yourself. Make sure you look once again at the camera. And what I found as well is that whenever you record, pretend that you're talking to a person. Okay, that's going to help you come across more authentic. So don't think that you're talking to a variety of audiences. Just imagine you having a conversation with a client or with a friend, and that will sort of help you to come across as more authentic, to have really that connection on a one-on-one. What I find as well, whenever I do video content, I prefer to stand. For some reason, I find that standing just keeps me a bit more energized rather than sitting down. I guess it's got to do as well, how your voice is going to be perceived as a bit more, it just flows better for me. That's what I found, but you should test whatever works for you. And most and foremost, guys, it's okay not to be perfect. The first videos you're going to do are not going to be great. I'm going to tell you from the get-go, okay? You shouldn't be worried about it. It's just really important that you get started. And if you noticed as well, I didn't start this presentation by talking about the gear that you should be having, okay? Because sometimes people get too caught up in, I should get this microphone, I should get this light, is this going to be good for me? But then guess what? They just get caught too much in sourcing the gear that they actually don't do the filming, right? So the first videos, okay, just try to make them perhaps even this week without all the necessary gear, because they're not going to be that special anyway. And then once you get more confident, you can invest in little gear, etc. So don't think that because you don't have a microphone yet, you cannot do a video. Okay, this is why TikTok is being so popular right now, because people don't have all the microphones and lighting, etc. People just go out, they show up as they are, and that's kind of like more authentic, right? So once again, if you feel awkward, as I just said, you don't have to be perfect, but it's important that you start. It's a bit like going to the gym, like the first time it's hard, and you get sore when going to the gym the next day and it just doesn't feel right, but you get better over time and it'll actually get really enjoyable to do video content. Okay. And another idea could be as well that if you decide to take on this video journey and you've never done video before, simply do an introductory video, sort of like an outing, saying, hey guys, I'm going to start to do more video content. So this is the first one that I'm putting up just to see how, I'm going to be perceived from you guys. Well, probably not that, but, It's just like an introductory video saying that I'm going to be doing more video content, and looking forward to drop more value for you guys on these videos. So stay tuned for more. Could be something as easy as that. So that gets the people notified. Oh, okay, he's going to do more video content, he or she. So they know that they can expect more, and they're going to get excited for you as well. Okay. And if you're really not sure, okay, about your first videos, you could send the videos to your friends or family or colleagues and ask for feedback. If you're like a bit unsure of this looking right, always look at your friends that are going to be very supportive. Okay. So let's say we have filmed the videos now. Let's look at the video editing. And we have two options for this. Okay. So the first option is that you could do the video editing yourself. Okay. So obviously the positive aspect of this is that you have the full creative control. You can decide how the video is going to look like because you're going to be the one doing it. Okay. And it's probably the cheapest option to do. Right? Because there's like some apps out there that are quite inexpensive that allow you to do great edits. The downside of this is that, if you haven't done any video editing before, that the learning curve can be quite steep. Okay, so you could lose a lot of time by trying to learn how to edit videos. And it might seem easy to start with because you can do it all on your phone. But trust me, if you've never done it before, it can be extremely time consuming. And this would ultimately hold you back from filming more videos, right? Because we want you to be really on the camera, dropping the value bombs and gold nuggets, and not having to muck around with apps, etc., on how to edit. That's why what I personally recommend to business owners that want to really embrace this video journey, to outsource video editing. And I'm going to show this in a second. But obviously, if you're keen to do it all yourself, these are some apps that you can use to edit your videos on your phone. So Adobe Rush is quite a good one, costs $10 US per month. So this is where you're going to basically edit your videos, like remove all the ends and bloopers, so to say. You can just cut these out in Adobe Rush. Okay, so let's say you have a 5-minute video, you remove all the bloopers, the video comes down to 2 minutes. This is what you're going to be doing in Adobe Rush. Okay, after you've got the video, you can then use Clipscribe. This is another app in order to add subtitles and captions. So as you know, social media video is important to have captions on the top, time bars, and subtitles. And I'm going to show you in a second how that looks. And both of these apps are for mobile and desktop, so they're really cool. So this is Adobe Rush here. As you can see, this is basically where you're dropping your clip or import your clip, and you can just cut out the bloopers, the ends, etc. Okay, and then once you have your clip, I use Clipscribe personally. You then import your video, and you can pretty much pimp your videos by adding these caption bars here, top and bottom bar. You can add an image, you can add a color, add captions here. Okay, 7 questions to ask in video testimonials. For example, this would be like a promise, right? This is like what people are going to learn in the video. You can add time bars and subtitles. So I highly recommend this app. Definitely check it out. So that's the option if you want to do it all yourself. The second option when it comes to video editing is to hire a freelance editor. And the upside of this is that it's going to free up more of your time, right? And that's going to enable you to film more content. And this is really, really, I cannot stress this enough, to outsource this, because as a business owner, you're already too busy, okay? So if you can take a nasty task and outsource that, you should. I'm going to show you where you can find an editor in a second. Yeah, the other upside of this is obviously that you don't have to learn video editing. The only downside that I see with this is that, you obviously have to pay to get an editor, but, I can show that these costs can be relatively low and be definitely worth it. Okay. So you can find an video editor on Upwork.com or Fiverr.com. These are platforms where you can hire freelancers all over the world. And you can really hire someone from $5 to $8 an hour, which is really, really affordable if you ask me. So whenever you hire, just be aware that there might be different in time zones, because a A lot of these video editors for such low rates, for example, are based in the Philippines. So, there might be a bit of delay when you hire them. So, if you have a video that needs to be edited the same day or the next day, make sure that it could take, a couple of days until this is finalized. So what you should do when you hire an editor, look for a video style that you would like and send them this video as a reference. So you know exactly how you would like your video to look like, what time bars to use, how should the captions look like, etc. Yeah, and leave that all to the editor. You basically just have to, record the video, send it over to them, and he can take care of, reducing all the M's and R's and, just make it and then pimp your video, so to say. So let's just kind of like break this down here as like a, kind of a business case, a part-time video editor working 5 hours per week can cost you $100 a month. Okay. To edit 8 videos yourself, that could take you 8 to 16 hours, depending on your experience and style of the video. So for me, it's a no-brainer, really. If you're just getting started, outsource this task because it could save you a lot of frustration as well of learning a new skill. So as a recap, okay, of the presentation for the production, film within a well-lit environment with low surrounding noise. Keep your phone at eye level and look at the camera. Don't look at yourself. Your first videos will be awkward, right? But you just have to keep practicing. There's no magic trick to it. And it's okay not to be perfect, really. People will accept you as you are on social media. There's tons of content being flooded on TikTok, and people are used to see people that are not perfect anymore, okay? So don't be shy, just put yourself out there, and the audience will really highly appreciate that you've put yourself in front of the camera, because guess what? People buy from people, they don't buy from brands. So it's important that you put yourself out there as a business owner to talk about your business. And once you've filmed, hire an editor or edit these videos yourself. Okay, so after you have the video, now it comes to publishing the content to your channels, okay? In this case, social media. Writing the post caption, okay? So obviously, once we have the video, we need a caption to go with the post, okay? So, and the good news is that, guess what? You've actually already done the work, right? Because when you wrote the script earlier, this is something that we can use, okay? So if we go back into our script here, okay, so let's say we've talked about all this good stuff, okay? Now we're gonna just remove this, and there you have it. Like, this is pretty much your caption. You can like sort of like obviously tweak and twist things around, but long story short, you can now copy this and add that as a caption to your post in social media. So that saves you even more time. That's why it's important to have a script. And sometimes you can even remove here the outlines, so people are forced to watch because people might get all the insights already. So I sometimes recommend even to delete those, so people are forced to watch the video rather than having all the key takeaways listed. But that's up to you. You should test whatever works best for you. Okay. So once you've posted it as a caption, and with a call to action, add hashtags 100%. So if you publish on Instagram, you can add up to 30. On LinkedIn, I wouldn't add more than 3, and Facebook as well. And if you're on TikTok, I would add 5 to 6 hashtags. The best time to post. So I heard about a new study that apparently posting early morning is the best time. But you should really look at your analytics within Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. There's always panels that shows you at what time your audience is online the most. So you should refer to that in order to put the content out whenever there is more traffic. So you should really test for yourself and measure where you get the best engagement. So I would recommend to test putting out a video at 6 p.m. and one at early morning, like 8 or 9 a.m., just to see if there's a different of engagement level there. Okay. So you can also schedule your posts, obviously. If you're posting on Facebook and Instagram, you should use Creator Studio. This is a tool free of charge from Facebook. That's really cool to schedule your videos. So scheduling means that you preload your video and you're going to set a time and decide when this video is going to be published. Okay, so you don't have to physically sit there and put it up at 6 p.m. or at 9 a.m., even worse. Okay, if you want to schedule to Instagram Reels, unfortunately, as of the time of this training, there is no tool, as far as I'm aware, that can schedule Instagram Reels. So you would have to manually do it. And unfortunately, there's also no app that allows scheduling videos on LinkedIn. You can schedule normal posts to LinkedIn, but no videos, unfortunately. So the only workaround with this is to hire a virtual assistant, and a virtual assistant can be hired once again on Fiverr or Upwork.com. Or you could even, empower your video editor. If they're social media savvy, they could, after they've edited the video, you could give them your access details to actually post it as well. So rather than having a team of 2, you just have a team of 1, editor and VA, that does everything for you. That would be like the best case scenario, almost like having a unicorn that, does it all, sort of thing. And YouTube videos can be scheduled, but that's not so important on YouTube, because YouTube is more, based on search intent. So people search for topics whenever they're looking for a problem. It's not something like Facebook or Instagram that people just go and scroll on the newsfeed endlessly. So that was it. So to recap, once again, to start, our 3-piece process is to find 4 video topics, either online or from the spreadsheet that I'm going to be sharing with you, and write those down. Okay. Use the scripting formula in the document, or use Jarvis, this AI tool, to write your script. Then after you've scripted those 4 videos, film 4 videos at the time, right? You're going to be already warm, the camera is rolling. The second, third, and fourth video is going to be feeling much better than your first video. So, just get the keep the momentum going and film 4 videos at the time. After you've got the video, you can edit the footage yourself or hire a video editor, and then publish 2 videos per week on your channels using the post formula. So that would be basically your script, sort of reduced and being ready to post. And repeat every week or every fortnight, right? Feed the monster, keep putting out content consistently, on social media, and that's going to be your easiest way to success, really. So this is, once again, that little schedule that we had: prepare Monday, produce on Tuesday, and release the rest of the week. Okay, this is just like another recap of how this is going to be done. Cool. So yeah, that was it on my end. And now I'll be more than keen to take any questions.
Yeah, we do have some questions. First off, that was amazing. I'm totally inspired, and I feel like I have direction in what I'm supposed to be doing, which is really nice. Awesome. It's a good place to be. And there was lots of really good app suggestions. I have dropped them all in the chat. So it doesn't matter what platform you're on. I have put all the links to all the sites that you kind of spoke about in the chats all across. So do take advantage of that. And we will, however, if you are streaming on Facebook or something like that, and you want access to that list that Andrea is talking about, you'll need to get that from the Digital Boost site. It will be underneath this recording, uploaded as a PDF. So that'd be the best way to get that. And it'll be there within like 24 hours of this session. So there's a couple of questions here. It says, what length of video, please, giving Instagram 30 seconds, etc. Is there a good standard? We kind of talked about this a little bit in the last session.
Yeah. That's an actual question that people ask me a lot. So for me, in my opinion, a video should be as long as it takes to deliver the message in a concise way. Okay. So if you have to talk about something and it takes you like 2 minutes to do it, then, because it's a bit more in depth, then use 2 minutes. But if you can say the same thing in 30 seconds, then just like keep it short and snappy, cut to the chase. Like we live in an environment where people have the attention span of a goldfish nowadays. So, the shorter you can be, the better. So there is no rule of thumb. Generally, depending on the platform, for example, I do a lot of videos on LinkedIn. There, I try to keep it under 2 minutes. But if I can do it 1 minute, then even better. TikTok, as you know, sometimes you can deliver immense amount of value in 30 seconds, right? So I think really the rule of thumb is the shorter than better. But to answer your question again, or to add on to it, if you go and look the session that we had done previously, where we talk about the overall video marketing strategy, we always start as like, what is the goal of our video? So depending on the goal of the video, you're going to have different lengths, obviously. So that's probably something to keep in mind.
Yeah, if you didn't check out that session that we did last time, what was really cool was Andrea broke it down into this kind of like this spider web of how you could take like one YouTube video and then break it into all these parts so that it could go across all these platforms. So do check that out. It's in the newsletter that went out today. And if you can't find it there, just look up Likuid Media on Digital Boost and we'll be able to find it for you, or ask support to help you find it, because it was really valuable. Another question here, can you recommend other AI scripting tools that are free? Do you know of any? Or
to be honest, this is the best one, and it's I think this tool actually launched this year, and as you can see, it's really valuable.
It's amazing.
And the good thing about this though is that it's not only for videos. So this can write your Facebook ads, your blog posts, your SEO meta tags. It can take short sentences and rewrite them for you. Okay, so sometimes if you want to make a post on social media, you just feed it like one prompt, and then it just makes, it just spits out this amazing rewritten content. And obviously, I don't mind paying a little bit for a tool that is going to save me a lot of time. I think you can actually try it for free for 7 days. So I'd actually recommend you give it a shot. I'm pretty sure there's a 7 days free trial. And it's really mind-blowing, really.
No, I loved it. I've not seen that tool yet on any of the sessions that I've done. I feel like we've done 300 sessions at this point, and I've not heard about this tool. And I was like, what? You mean it'll do all of this for me?
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah,
it's amazing. Okay. And so there was another kind of, I think it's an addition to this. I believe this was about hiring using Fiverr or using one of the other sites. And are there any New Zealand based, like we talked about, like, pulling those editors, they might be in like Vietnam or something like that, Singapore or something. Fiverr is a Kiwi based. Is Fiverr Kiwi based? I thought it was.
Fiverr, no, I'm not sure where they're based. Like, I would guess I'm pretty sure it's US based.
Okay.
But those both platforms, Upwork and Fiverr, have filter options. So if you want to hire someone in Australia or New Zealand, you can totally do that. Just be aware that it's going to be obviously more expensive because, I don't think any editor here in New Zealand would work for $5 an hour. But obviously if you have the budget for it, 100%. To answer your question, you can go and filter and find these people in any, you can filter per budget, by country, expertise, 5-star rating, etc. So that's pretty cool.
Amazing. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, another little question here. If you're not a business owner yet or have a company that is generating income, do you recommend setting up a public profile using your name to build your brand?
On what platform would that be? Like any?
Yeah, maybe do a follow-up question. Do a follow-up little comment there for that person that dropped that in, and I'll ask you a question while we wait for that. And that is, are ear pods okay to film with instead of the ones that you're wearing now?
Yeah, so I would say do some testing, because I'm not an iPhone person, but I'm assuming that they would be okay because they use the microphone that are built in. So, just try it out. Connect the AirPods, pull your phone out, record yourself 30 seconds, like mic check, and then play this video and just see how the sound, works out to be. Obviously, every device is different. So, I would just say to test.
I want to add in a little of my experience, just because I've done a lot of recording with people who have worked with their earpods versus the mic on those. And I've found often, and I don't know if it's because we're going through Zoom. So like you said, like maybe definitely check that out. But I've often found that those earpods, like they're not great for the sound quality, but I don't know if that's just because of what platform we're using here versus what you're wearing right now.
Just test it, really. And these lapel microphones are always the cheap as chips. I think on AliExpress you can get some for $10, or just go into a local store. Even New Zealand, like support local,
Yeah.
during these times.
Yeah.
And there's a variety of models out there.
Cool. So the follow-up was when we were talking about before. So that question, just as a reminder, was, do you recommend setting up a public profile using your name to build your brand? And the follow-up was on any platform, mainly LinkedIn, maybe for a construction professional.
Yeah. So yeah, LinkedIn 100%. LinkedIn gets way more exposure, or no, I should say reach, when you put out content under your personal profile. Because LinkedIn obviously wants businesses to pay for their ads in order to be, pushed out to the public. So if you put a post out on your LinkedIn business page compared to your personal profile, you will see that your personal profile would get so much more reach because your connections will engage with it. So on LinkedIn, it's important that you add people to your network that might be your potential leads, so that your content is going to be put in front of them. The best practice would be to do, yes, a business page regardless, and and a personal one, and you just put the content out on both. And I'm not saying sharing your business page to your personal profile. I'm saying natively push the content out on both. So, if you do a video, upload it on your personal and upload it on your business one as well. It doesn't matter if it's a double up, that actually give you more chances for it to be seen. That's probably what I would do. Yeah.
That's such great advice, because LinkedIn doesn't really like when you share, as much.
None of the platform does.
Page.
Facebook
they don't
doesn't
really
like it either.
that. So it's like, it's better to put it up. And like tag, if there's people that were involved or something, you can always tag them in the comments. Totally. And then it like hits their reach, like make sure that you're getting people involved.
Even in the caption.
In the captions, you can do it there. And Ryan Ashton had said that on LinkedIn, like up to 3 hashtags can be quite good if you want to build authority in an area. Like perhaps, we put webinar series, like that's an area that we kind of specialize in. So we have that there, and then maybe people find us that way. I don't know, just a thought. Yeah. So this is kind of a question where I feel like this is just a little touch from last week, but also possibly, you could put a take on it. So it says, I'm aware to not publish content exactly the same across the channels that my customers are on, so they have a different experience and satisfies the algorithms. How do we repurpose?
It's not really about the algorithm. Like the algorithm actually don't care, so to say, if the content is exact the same. Maybe if you have, a video filmed in landscape, and then you put that video on TikTok or Instagram, like 1-to-1, then obviously it's not the best. It really depends, on the type of content that you do. But for example, I kind of need like a better example for this, because it really depends on what
I feel like you said last week, Andrea, as well, that you were saying like, maybe you film something and then you just put the audio somewhere else. And then in another thing, you just put the hook, and then you just put the end. Like it's like almost like chopping it up into bits. So maybe it is the same content, but you're only getting bits and pieces of it depending on what site you're actually on.
So this app and if this person could make a concrete, like an actual example, so I can get a better question for it, because, it really, really depends on what platforms, what type of video content as well. But on Clipscribe, for example, that app that I showed you before, if you have video content that is filmed in landscape mode, Clipscribe then can add captions sort of above and under it to make it look in portrait mode. So that's the way you could go about it. Okay, so you have this video, but you need sort of like, to fill up the spaces. So that app enables you to do that.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, you can film one video, boom, like this, and then push it out to different content. But I know that, for example, on TikTok, people are really particular that the content is filmed natively in portrait mode as well as reels. So let's say you produce a video for YouTube, okay, and it's like 8-minute longs. The same day after, literally, you finish doing that, you know, because you already know what you just said, maybe just do the same take on your phone filmed in portrait mode, because this is just going to come across more as authentic, because the followers are not going to see, oh yeah, no, he just chopped it out from YouTube and put it on Instagram. Now this guy is not, you know, it's kind of like he didn't put enough effort into it, you know, because nowadays it's all about being creative, you know, as a content creator, you know. So make sure that you speak the same language of the users whenever you talk to them on these channels, I would say.
Oh, just saying, great idea, solved, thanks. And that she's going to watch the previous session. Yeah, I totally recommend it. Lots of comments here just going like, amazing, thank you, that was excellent content.
Awesome.
Yeah, and just lots of really great feedback.
If anyone needs, obviously, you know, help with any of these, you know, I'm freely available. I should have put my contact details in here. Actually, you can find me on LinkedIn or you know, on email. And just, you know, hit me up and see if you have any questions, or if you even watch this on a replay, right? I'm always happy to take questions afterwards. Cool.
That's so kind of you. I'm just jumping over to all the platforms, making sure I haven't missed anybody's questions, but I think we've got them all. Another wonderful session from you, Andrea. Honestly, awesome. So good. Thank you so much for all your time, and just like really cohesive. The way that you present is just so cohesive and well thought out. It's awesome. Brilliant information. Lots more work for me to do now. Look forward to another one. Yeah, cool. Thanks. A big help. Yep. Cool. Thank you for this session. Really helpful. Also check out the previous video. Yes, please do. Well, everyone have a wonderful day. And we will see you next time. Ka kite.
Cheers, guys.